Hello and welcome to The Spirit Safe. My name is Rob. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Hopefully you'll have noticed an improvement in the sound quality. Can't say much about the picture, but I've just invested in a new microphone, so I'm not relying on the laptop's internal microphone anymore, which is hopefully you'll notice an improvement. So what do we have this time? Last time we had a Brave Owl. Let's go for something also Scotch single malt beginning with B, but it's much more familiar turf. It's a Bruichladdich, the Laddie 10-year-old. Second limited edition. This is, I think, the fifth Bruichladdich I've reviewed, or the sixth I've reviewed on the channel. What did I want to say about it? They call it limited edition, but the run is of 18,000 bottles. And this is the second, so maybe it's limited edition, but it's not all that limited. There's a bit of almost a triple irony in this. So it's called limited edition, but it's not that rare. But in BC, it's hard to find. But when you do find it in BC, it's actually not much more expensive than the no age statement stuff, which is a standard expression and very easy to find. So it's almost a triple irony. About $75 plus tax at BC Liquor. Not a standard offering, but they had a couple of bottles knocking around, so I picked one up. What do I want to say? Non-chill filtered, natural colour, bottled at 50% ABV, like most Bruichladdich are. It says on the label that this is a mixture of first fill bourbon, sherry and French wine cask. Doesn't tell you which grape, but French wine. I do think that the packaging of this is pretty much the pinnacle of the Bruichladdich range. I really love this turquoisey metal tin. Really love the colour of that. It's so bold with all that writing on it. And loads of information as well, and I really love the transparent bottle again with all of the label printed, the bottle printed writing. They've recently changed the packaging for Bruichladdich, and I don't think it's an improvement. I'm afraid. I really think this tin with the transparent bottle is about as good as it gets for the packaging. Okay, let's see what we have. Definite alcohol note, and a sweet wine is making itself known immediately. Lemon and lime fruitiness. You get the fortified wine type note. Kind of leathery, and I do get leathery notes with X wine casks. Pink bubblegum, pleasant cereal notes, but they're kind of hidden under this cask finish that it's had, or rather, I shouldn't say cask finish. This additional maturation in French wine and sherry casks. Kind of flapjacky notes, but not too sweet. The sweetness, I think, is a lot of it is coming from those sherry and French wine casks. Barley sugar, very definitely. Crisp green apples and a cloudy apple cider. So there's no peat in this, but there very definitely is a kind of leathery, smoky barrel char note to it, which is nice. It manages to marry a kind of tropical fruitiness with a weird smoky gunpowder cordite type note and a lot of leather. Could there be some sulfur on the nose? Possibly. Rubber and carbolic as well. Sweet, but spicy, peppery, vigorous. Alcohol note definitely there. Apple notes, honey. A slightly syrupy note and almost a white port note as well on the palate. Just going to add a little bit of water because it is bottled at 50%, and water, it enjoys a little bit of water. Very different beast with a little bit of water added. It's brought out a key lime note, a mixed nut, kind of walnuts, cashews. Tropical fruits, the mango, raspberry and apple has come to the fore. Much more salty with a little bit of water, kind of a rock salt note, almost drying in the nostrils. Honey and hay, and that cordite note is still there as well. Yeah, very interesting one. Adding water to it brings out the syrupy chocolatey fruit, tropical fruit, lychee and mango. It's much more lip smacking, a lot more kind of cereal notes to it when you add the water. The finish is of lime pickle, sugar-free chewing gum, salt, loads and loads of salt on the finish, especially after a little bit of water. There is a gingery note, but also quite a bit of buttery, creamy notes also on the finish, and the general wonderful Bruichladdich cereal notes also. Fantastic. I have really enjoyed this, and I think it's well worth a buy. I would recommend it ahead of the standard no age statement classic Laddie, just because it's not that much more expensive, and there are maybe other things in the range that deal with the unpeated, entirely ex-bourbon, so no kind of sherry or wine influence. Maybe the beer barley or the Islay barley, unpeated versions are slightly better than the classic Laddie. But when you want this little bit of twist of additional maturation in wine and sherry casks, this really does the trick. So yes, this absolutely gets my vote. If you see it, pick it up. It's a good buy. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the review. Like, comment and subscribe. If you've tried this yourself and you've got a view on it, then leave me a comment, and I look forward to receiving them. Fantastic. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye. Cheers.